You might have heard over the weekend, South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham died. He was 71 years old, and everyone said it happened after a short illness. We now know that he died from something called an aortic dissection or something very similar to that. I think some of people have called it an aortic separation. Bottom line, very few people have talked about this. No one really has heard of it before outside of the medical community. We bring in our own Dr. Mike Srigliano. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Mike.
Well, hello there, Jen. Fred, how are you?
I'm terrific. So it's fair to say that most people, when they heard this diagnosis, were like, what the heck is that? Yes?
Well, it's not something that we hear about every single day, but it is something that we come across. I think the most famous case of this was John Ritter, who had an aortic dissection and passed away. So it's very, very deadly. About half of people that have it don't make it to the hospital. And of the people that make it to the hospital, about half of them survive. So a dissection, and I hope we can see this pretty clearly, is where the aorta, and I want to show you where that is. Here's your heart. This is the aorta. It's a big tube that brings blood all the way throughout the body. And what can happen if there is a tear in that aorta? It can create a space where the blood goes in. And that is a really, really bad thing and can lead to pretty much sudden death. And so they called it a cardiac arrest. But what the coroner has reported so far, Jen, is that it is a dissection. Now, what causes that can be plaque, can be high cholesterol, can be high blood pressure. And the interesting thing, in looking at his medical history, his father died of a heart attack at age 61. Now, we think it was a heart attack. If it was another dissection, that puts a family member at risk by 6 times normal. So that could be another possibility.
So how do I prevent it? How do I know it's happening to me?
Well, it's not subtle, Jen. You have extreme pain. If it's near the heart, it's in the front part of your chest. If it's further down, it could be in the back or down in your belly. Excruciating, the worst pain of your life kind of pain. It's not subtle. Now, how do you prevent it? Well, you make sure that your blood pressure is under control. You make sure that that cholesterol is under control. And if you have a family history, you want to make sure that you get that checked out and maybe imaging. There's a nice little graphic there of what I mentioned. You get a tear in that inner layer of the aorta, and the blood then is able to go up through that, what we call a false lumen or an intimal flap, and it goes up there, leading to catastrophic damage. That's what we think happened.
You said it's very painful. You said people who get to the hospital have a better chance. When the pain starts, do people have time to get there? Like, is it lasting a long time so I have time to get somewhere else?
Well, the kind of dissection that he probably had, it happened spontaneously and in a catastrophic way. It's very challenging if you have that kind of a dissection to survive it, especially outside of a hospital. Now, there are other types of dissections, and those dissections can be remedied with a little less urgency. But look, if you have any kind of chest pain, back pain, anything that's bad, you go to the local ER, ASAP.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Mike. We appreciate the help.